My son David has osteosarcoma. 4 years ago, he had a sore knee. Took him to the doctor and they thought for sure that he had cancer, so they sent us up to the hospital to get it checked out and to get a biopsy.
Turned out it was cancer, so really my life just kind of changed from there, from being an active sports guy to fighting for my life. I didn't really know a lot about cancer or anything it was kind of overwhelming, so you were just trying to listen. It was all very fast and it was a very scary experience. My mom just did some research, and whenever she found something she thought was good, she'd come and tell me about it, and we'd look it over, and when we found Invita, we really liked what we saw. And it's just so different than being at the regular hospital. Invita explained how the different medicines, how they work in the body and what it's designed to do to build up your immune system, and how that immune system then, can help fight off the different diseases.
My daughter Riley is 14 years old. When she was 11 months old, she was diagnosed with the first of 4 brain tumors. They performed the surgery, but it was unsuccessful. So they left the tumor and they started her on 1.5 years of chemotherapy, and it shrank the tumor, and then she was 1 year without any treatment, and then the tumor started coming back aggressively. And at that point we did stereotactic radiotherapy in Tucson, and that took care of that tumor. And then she got her second tumor. We did a lot of chemotherapy, really so much that we had to stop because it was hurting her so much. We did surgery on that tumor, and when she was coming out of anesthesia, she had a stroke. And then she developed another tumor from the second tumor because they didn't get it all. We did the gamma knife and went after it. In September, she was diagnosed with a stage 3 tumor. And this tumor was bigger and nastier than anything we'd ever seen. This one is really aggressive. At that point, the doctor said, "We can't do any more. You need to take her home and let her go. Let her die."
Last year, my doctors told me, "We hate to say this, but Riley is going to die." And then my mom found Invita.
So I called Invita and I told my story, and I agreed to come in for a meeting. They thought maybe they could give this a try. And I said, "Please don't give me false hope, because this was it. I had nowhere else to go, nowhere."
She's got more courage in her, little finger than most people have in their whole body. And she had that little teddy bear with her. And I'm telling you, I had to just go cry after I go in a room by myself and cry, because it was a very moving experience, obviously. Think about your little child, and that's what I think about.
I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. Had to undergo urgent surgery, and from that they found that the tumor that I'd had was the size of my fist that they removed, was a very aggressive cancer that was doubling in size every 24 to 48 hours. So from the surgery they had to remove quite a bit of the intestines and was given the standard protocol. I went for a second opinion. I was told the same thing, 6 months of chemo and radiation and go home and live your life. But in the meantime, my husband Mark had been researching about other options and integrative medicine, and immediately went to visit another doctor, a naturopathic doctor. We were completely educated on why you get cancer, how to rebuild the body up, and how to go about beating it, and what the side effects even with the chemo was and the radiation. And I'm thinking, well, why would I want to do the chemo and the radiation? It was just something about what we learned in that 4 hours with that one doctor that said, you've got to build that immune system back up. And that just made sense to me. It was common sense. I had 6 weeks I had to wait to start my chemo and radiation. And so I went and received the natural therapies that are offered through the Invita Medical Center. And so after 4 months of doing these treatments, I stopped doing the chemo and radiation, and I went only with the treatments and the therapies that are offered at Invita. And I thank God every day that I did. After 7.5 months of doing those treatments, and now I'm 6 years out, I have been cancer-free.
The Fullness of Life Foundation was created to provide the much-needed education and financial support patients need to get care. And one of the big things the foundation does, it gives patients hope. Hope is one of the most important medicines that can be given to a sick patient, especially in a chronic disease where they've been told they're going to die or they're not going to get well and there's nothing else that can be done.
I think one of the blessings has been to work with and meet with some of the children that have gone through the Fullness of Life program. And you know, some have done extremely well, and some, you know, are no longer here, and it does affect you. I will tell you that David Penza, his story changed my life. He is the reason why this foundation started.
I believe in the natural treatments versus traditional, but I believe there are some cases where the other ones could help out too, but the natural treatment's working by itself. So I believe in the natural treatments 100%.
If it wasn't for the Fullness of Life Foundation, Riley wouldn't be here. I mean, it's that simple for me. It's life and death.